Hey everybody, the last warrior. Welcome, Philip, Infinity, Kevin, Brian, Maurizio, Dayton. I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not, please tell me. Rex, Robert. Good morning, Rob. Robert, Rob, Rex, Robert, Rob, Robert, Rob, Craig, Rick. Oh, Craig jumped in there. Otherwise, it would have been Rex, Robert, Rob, Rick. Good morning, everybody. Dan, Wade, Francois, Al, Amy. Good morning, Amy. I don't really recognize your name, but welcome to the stream. Maybe you're new, maybe you're old. I just don't recognize it. Welcome. And if you want to be a chatter on the stream, say hey, good morning, like everybody else. Click the button over here in the corner. Be a subscriber on the channel. A few seconds later, you can chat on the stream with us while I'm live. If I'm no longer live, you can leave a comment down below. I will do my best to get back to you later on when I can. And welcome. Welcome to the stream. PCE out this morning. Before we get into that, though, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. I may never get another prediction thing right again. I mean, it's possible. This presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining, and is not a recommendation to be buying or selling any financial instruments. No stocks, no options, no bonds, no forex, no futures, no cryptos, no treasuries. Don't long them, don't short them, don't trade them. And if you need financial advice, you need to hire and consult a financial advisor. Right here, we have the news for the day. Right there, PCE coming out, and I probably should have refreshed the page first. Dun, 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 dun. Came in line. So imagine that. And personal spending came in light. Personal income came in a little plus, little minus. So everything just kind of whatever, you know. And at 10 o'clock, we'll get some consumer sentiment right down here after the market opens. And there's not a lot moving today. It's kind of a meh. The market just said, eh. Not a lot happening. Morning, everybody else that joined. Let's see. Let's see. Jeremy, Gary, Joseph, Rosalind, Craig, Andreas, Fabulous Living. Good morning. Star Print. Oh, a couple new people. Fabulous Living. Don't recognize your name. Star Print. Don't recognize your name off the top of my head. Rungamer is his last live stream until he gets back from the trip with my boys. Going on a 10-day hike, 56 miles out at Philmont. Ought to be tons of fun. It's like bittersweet. Like I don't love backpacking, but it's gonna be an epic trip. I mean, so glad my boys get to go. Wrongemer gets to go. Wrongemer's son gets to go. Like super excited for those dudes. Anyway, it'd be an awesome trip. Awesome trip. And hopefully we get some cool pictures when they get back. Anyway, yeah, he's out till the 17th, going on a hike. He's got to talk about managing your positions. You know, you gotta. He's not gonna have like cell phone service or anything either up out there on the trail in northern New Mexico. So, be a wild adventure. I don't know how I could do. Like, I love you all, but many of you would lose your ever loving minds if I took the next like 20 days off of doing this. Almost 3 weeks. Um, anyway, I don't know how you would survive. Anyway, some of you say, "Oh, JT, you can take a vacation anytime," but others of you would lose your minds. I'm telling you. Anyway, look at this. We've got 3 down days, 3 up days, and it's all inside action, basically. Indecision in the market right here. No decisions have been made on as far as price action. Just kind of sitting, you know? Not really doing much at all. Not really doing much at all. Just farting around, as I call it, consolidating. Now, the scary thing about consolidation, though, it can lead into a bigger drop if we don't just grind higher. Now, the upper limit, I've said for a while, probably 6,000, which gives us some room to go because we're at only at 5,500, so we could go up 500 more points. Now, somebody yesterday, one of my VIP members, they were like, well, JT, you know, I'm kind of concerned about my Bitcoin. I got like lots of exposure to Bitcoin, and, you know, we haven't seen Bitcoin rally in the face of a big correction before. You've been pretty, you know, hammering the fact that we may be about to flush down the toilets. Now, I kind of have to rein back a little bit. You know, I do try to make sure everybody hears me. Like, the only way I can do that is to repeat it. I don't mean to freak people out, all right? we could go up to 6,000, and that could last us well into next year. Like we could keep this party going. All right, that's not incredibly much higher up here. All right, we're looking at 6,000 right here. 6,000. I mean, look at that move right there. If we kept this party going somewhere in there, I mean, even if we got a little pullback in here and extended it, here we're looking well into near the end of the year. That's just if we kept going. Now, if we did some sort of sideways thing for a little bit into the election and then popped, that could take us, well, probably more over here, could take us into early part of next year. All right, and gosh knows what might happen. Who knows? Who knows? The presidential debate last night, it was like ridiculous and ridiculous. And, you can pick which one was ridiculous. But didn't really say anything, didn't really prove anything. It was just like two grumpy old men up there just nipping each other. I mean, it kind of reminded me of the movie Grumpy Old Men and Grumpier Old Men. Arguing about going fishing. They both want to do fishing, but arguing about fishing. I mean, it's just like they were arguing about golf. I mean, they went down a golf rabbit hole for a few minutes. It's just ridiculous. Neither one said anything. So I don't know where we go from here. I am possibly sideways, possibly, and we could just ramp it up from here. But I think we best go higher. We need a little bit of correction. That correction could take us down a little bit. We could pull back upwards of 10%, like I was talking about yesterday. We could echo this correction we did last summer. We may spend from July through October right into the election doing like a 10% pullback. What would that do to Bitcoin? I don't know. What did Bitcoin do right there? Let's go look at it. All right. July through October. What did Bitcoin do July through October? And it just kind of went sideways. Didn't really do much. High to low. So does Bitcoin have to pull back in the face of the market? I mean, that was a 20% move, but it doesn't have to do a lot, all right? And it just kind of did a 20% round trip. So could it flush 20% off of where it is now? I mean, it could. Nothing saying we have to go up. Nothing saying we have to go down. We do have further support right here, and I think if we hit it, we may turn and burn. But you never know. Never know, right? The market can do whatever it wants to do, as I've said. I brought up the game thing last week, right? Remember this right here? Welcome to the hardest game in the world. And dismiss that. Unfortunately, you're playing with some of the sharpest, fastest, most intelligent, well-informed, stubbornly irrational, and in many cases, unethical minds in the world. You're up against a computer that can react faster than you. There's computers that are programmed to trade. They can go faster than you. I mean, my new Apollo algorithm can look at tons of charts and throw out alerts way faster than I ever could. The trader that has more experience than you. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, but there's people that have been doing it longer than me. The fund that has more money than you, that's for sure. Like, there are people that have way more money than I have, way more money than you have. It doesn't matter where we are. There's people that have more money than us. I mean, if it's a race to get more money, we've all lost. All right. The insider that has more information than you, and they can trade, right? If you're an insider and you get a piece of information and you act on it, you're smart. If you're an insider and you get a piece of information and you tell a buddy, you're a criminal. That's how it works. All right. You have others that are going to misinform you. I mean, there's tons of people that they think they know and they're going to convince you. And that's, be careful of other people out there. You got to make your own decisions. All right. And make sure your decisions are good. Like you have a good track record of making good decisions before you make those decisions. And then you've got to try to insulate yourself from other people misinforming you. That inner voice, that's probably the hardest part of this whole thing. The self-doubt, right? We all will get in a trade, then it drops $5 and you're like, oh my gosh, what did I do? What did I do? It drops, $5 on the share price. You're like, oh my gosh, did I do the right thing? Just patience, discipline, follow your rules, don't stay wrong. You gotta got to keep it all in check, all right? So leave all your dreams of making quick, easy money behind you right there. The first aim is survival. You got to survive this game, right? If you're going to play, you got to play long term. You can't just in and out. Like, this is not a my intern, I don't know what he exactly thought. I think he thought it was all, just glorious, not a lot of work. I spend all day. I love this. Like, I spend all day watching charts, digging through stuff, coming up with new ideas to share with you. And you got to survive. You got to control your risk. You can't lose all your money. And the absolute first goal is to learn how to stay in this game, right? That's the first thing you got to do. If you're doing this, you got to learn how to stay in the game and keep it sleep at night. Like, you got to be happy. Like, with whatever your decision is, you got to be happy with it and be able to sleep at night. If it's going to tear you up, you got to reevaluate your life choices and what you're doing in the market. And you can only do this by mapping the territory, understanding how the enemy thinks and acts. That's why I go through the algos, I go through the hedge fund managers, I go through all the different pieces, because we have to understand how they're thinking, how they're acting, what they might do next. All right? This is why I go through this stuff every single day. You got to have a solid game plan. You got to pick your battles very, very, very carefully. That's one of the most important statements on here. You got to pick the high probability trades. Don't mess around with bullcrap charts, dumpster fires. Don't mess around with them. Can you put a couple shares on there and see what it does? Sure. But make sure that money is not going to hurt you the least a bit. All right. And if you've got all this in mind, are you ready to play? This is the hardest game in the world right here. I mean, when money's involved, it is extremely difficult. All right. And just be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Now, S5FI, I commonly hold that this is a giant market oscillator. It says indecision. The S5TH, it says indecision while we're consolidating at the top. If we break down below this junk right here, watch out for a flush, at least to the middle of the range. And you may be like, JT, how do I trade this? You don't trade them. All right. They're just an index. It's just an index right here. It's just a giant market oscillator. Different way to look at it. Stocks above their different moving averages here. And the stocks above the 20-day, we are just kind of hanging right in the middle. It's made almost a watermelon seed squeeze situation. That's going to lead to increased volatility at some point in the future. Not today, apparently. So we're probably going to come back down, maybe make a higher low again, come back up, this could consolidate for into the election. It could just be like a nasty, gnarly, that would be my worst nightmare. I mean, really, if we just kind of fart this thing out into the, making tighter and tighter ranges and just do that on all of them up through the election, that would just be, oh my gosh, it's going to be like the most frustrating thing. And what does the market love to do? Frustrate the most number of participants. And it's very efficient at taking the most amount of money from the most number of people, most number of traders, the fastest way it possibly can. Think about that for a second. However it can trap the most number of people, NVIDIA, AI, and then rip all those people to take their money. That's why I say be careful on the AI hype train. I've seen this play out so many times before, so many little sectors, so many people jumping on the bandwagon, and the AI one has gotten bigger than, there's going to be so much money lost. So please, please, please be careful in that one. More indecision today. We were ramping up, and now we're trying to popping back down here, looking at jumping down the time frames. You can see PCE wasn't the rosy, enthusiastic, positive news. Coming back down to the roadmap line on the 15-minute, held it back here, made the extension, and I was like, where the heck did my tool go? Hanging out over there. That right there, 3-wave move down, 1, 2, 3. See this move up. Where is the low? As I was talking about on my Termite Trading Lab group, the low on this chart right here. This one's the one we're focused on. That looks roughly like a 5-wave up, roughly. I'm not trying to dive into it too deep. This is a 3-wave correction. This is probably another move up. This is a next correction that overlaps that high. So there's nothing clear. Nothing clear. And go look at some stuff happening here. That's a sell, that's a sell, that's a sell, that's a sell, that's a sell. So lots of stuff either hitting targets or stops. Sell, 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 sell. And let's see what we got banging out here. Oh, that's the 60-minute chart. Need the 30-minute list. Let's see what this one's got. Yeah, tech. That was one we looked at yesterday. Right there. Winner. And EWC. Winner. DocU. Winner. Had lots of winners. This is the Apollo algorithm that you're going to hear more and more about next week. We're going to be launching it. I'm flying down this weekend to Jacksonville. I'll be down there Monday, Tuesday. Be flying back on Tuesday evening, so I'll have to bump 30 minutes of awesome to Wednesday probably. Hey, Kimberly's here, my favorite subscriber. My favorite subscriber. And yeah, be careful right there. So these lots of high probability trades. DE down here turned out to be a loser. Does it make losers sometimes? Yeah, sometimes it does. This is the historical win rate. This column right here. You may be like, why are they colored? Well, so the whites are anything below 70% win rate historically. The light green is 70 to 80%. The darker green or brighter green, whatever you want to look at it, 80%. And then the darkest, brightest green, the 90+% winners right there on this list. This is just the summary view. And yeah, I built this summary for me. We may share it. I'm not sure. The team really likes it. And let me show you how it actually comes through. Let me pop this up really quickly. Right now, my Term Route Trading Line group is the only ones that have access. Here's my Discord right here. Right here, Apollo algorithm. Right here, 30-minute charts. It comes through. It builds charts and shows you all the things right there. That's how it kind of comes through in a feed. And it tells you, like, right there, it gives you all the details, the target, the stop, the strategy, size, and then Mike's alerts comes in, builds a chart, shows it to you right there. You can see the high, the low, the entry, and then the target up here. Pretty cool stuff, all automated. And yeah, we'll give people a chance to come check that out next week. If you want early access today, Term Route Trading Lab is the way to do it. If you're interested, 321-888-3962. Right there. Call the team. Press the number 1. Ask to talk to somebody about Term Route Trading Lab. If that's what you want to do. If you missed the number, that 321, I guess, type it in the chat real quick. 321-888-3962. Right there. Did I get that right? I didn't even check it. Nope, I missed an 8. 321. Smooth move. JT. Right there. Sorry about that. All right. So ES probably coming back down. NQ definitely coming back down. That's a little more worrisome right there. JPM selling. Another one. Hitting the target. Boom. So NQ might come back to the 30-minute. That might be the low. Yeah. So NQ's operating on a 30-minute time frame. And if we overlap that, it's not too good. And so Carla, we can talk about that later. But those new alerts are powered by the Apollo algorithm that come into Echo Trades. It's a different time frame, different goal. So that'll be an upgrade coming for Echo Trades. We're going to relaunch Echo Trades in the future and power them by Apollo. So the Apollo 30-minute alerts are faster trades. They last about 3 days. And Echo Trades last about 6 days. Twice as long. CL possibly coming back to the roadmap line on the 30 minutes. A little bit of weakness. Tried really dang hard to break out here and trying to get back through that trend line right there. I mean, it's been a pretty good resistance, even though trend lines aren't the best. I know there's a lot of crap drawn on this chart right here. Let's kind of ease it up just a touch. Where these don't matter anymore. These don't matter anymore. That. Let's get rid of that guy. Here we go. Simplified up a bit. So we've broken above that high. Been consolidating in here. trying really darn hard to push above that uptrend of highs. If we can do it, 83 is the target right here, 83.30. If we can get through that, if we can get up in there, close above this consolidation right here. See how we kind of topped out for 3 or 4 days back there? Got to get above that. That's why the oval is bigger and on top of the 618 for this case right here. Got to get above that consolidation from back there in early May, late April, early May. If we get above it, that sets us up 90. 89 to 90 right there, that zone. Now, if we get above that one, the next ladder rung higher, 105, right up in here. The 618 of the whole big drop from all the way up here, March 22, to all the way down here, May 23. And we're just inside that range at this point. Looking for it to build something bullish where we keep doing bullish things on the price of oil. Be like, well, oil's never going higher again, blah, blah, blah. I've heard all sorts of things. You be careful, all right? Be careful getting into that kind of think. That's you got to be an independent thinker in this stuff. You can't listen to mainstream crap, all right? This is the next resistance. If we get above it, it's going to go here. More than likely, all right? More than likely. I get this stuff right all the time, and I might get that one right. Maybe. We'll see. If it rejects off of this, probably going lower low than we made back here. Probably coming down to at least 66, maybe go lower than this low. If we turn really sour, we could go down, back down here. So watch out. This is a key resistance point right here. We could turn down off of it and go down. If we break above it, looks very positive for going higher. GC continues to hold the downtrend of highs. Hold a pretty fair floor here across here on the lows. And it would not surprise me one bit to see this flush down to the roadmap line at this point. Got lots of stuff drawn out here again. And we're just kind of hanging. Just kind of hanging. I think this looks best if we make one more lower low after doing this overlapping crap right here. Yeah, let's move, ding, 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 ding. I want to see this flush. One more move right down in this area. In fact, I'm going to set an alert at this point. I was going to buy GLD back here, buy back into my long-term position. I waited, been waiting. If we flush down in there, that may be the signal that I need to get back into that long-term GLD. And Bitcoin, I don't know. That's what a consolidation. That's a little baby watermelon seed squeeze. What I call the watermelon seed squeeze. Let's see, 1 hour chart, and there, kind of see it right there. This move right up through here, and this guy right there. Yeah, we're just kind of in this triangle crap right here, consolidating underneath the roadmap line on the 1 hour. I dislike this price action. Now, which way is it going to go? I don't know. That's the problem. It's unreliable. Unreliable. It can easily pop and it can easily drop out of there. I don't like that pattern because of that. Now you could say, well, if you don't go back to here, it kind of has a higher high, higher low. But in the same token, in the same vein there, yes, it is higher highs and higher lows, but that high right there and this low right here, they overlap. That makes it crap. Complete crap. All right. That's an unreliable pattern in the market where a high and a low overlap. You don't know exactly what's cooking. All right. We don't know exactly what's cooking. Now, it could be nesting up a bullish setup, but it could just as easily be setting up another bearish setup. So at this point, what I see most clearly, a 1, 2, 3 wave right into the roadmap line, and that could very well lead to continuation to a lower low than what we had right back over here. Not cool, but it could lead to that. That could happen quickly. Could happen tomorrow. So be careful. All right, it could happen all over the weekend. I'm looking at the futures, and the futures closed today at 5 p.m., but this could all happen over the weekend on the spot market. Or we could flush this out and go. So be careful. Ethereum has gotten back above the roadmap line. This is way more positive than Bitcoin right here. And notice this high and this low, they don't overlap. So at this point, if this continues this way, that's bullish. And these spot ETFs are due to be launched early next week, Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, before the 4th of July. That's what they're scheduled to be. The S1s are out. They're approved. They just need to start trading at this point. So they're trying to get their final approval on when they can start trading. And once we get it, they're going to come live very, very quickly, probably early next week, maybe Monday or Tuesday. And that'll be exciting in Ethereum. I have not gotten back long. I do kind of expect one more little flush, but that's a bullish sign right there. Not overlapping like we are on Bitcoin. Dollar continues to consolidate right at the resistance. And this is very overlappy. Look at how all these lows overlap the previous highs. Don't like that one bit. One bit. That could be an indication that we don't break on up and hit this target, even though Apollo was saying buy there, target's right up here at 106.87. There. Yeah, I've renamed it to Apollo. See, Apollo right there. Apollo's the algorithm. It basically looks for a market roadmap bounce. And if you're interested in the market roadmap bounce, what the heck that even is, get the orange line, this market roadmap line that I talk about all the freaking time. If you're interested in that, link is in the description. Click the more button right under the video. It's like $5 to get this thing on your chart. It gets you the orange line, teaches, gives you a class on how to do it, gets you a subscription for like 3 months worth of a list, weekly list of tickers that are coming down to bounce off of that potentially. And if you actually want the entry alerts that Apollo kicks out for the 30-minute time frame, stay tuned. Next week we're going to do that. That's what this list right here is, and the alerts that pop up all the time. So you can see all these ones down to the 24th. It's like win, 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 open, open, win, open, 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 win, win, open, 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 win, open, win, open, win, open, 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 win. And that's a lot of trades. It did like 16 trades yesterday. I think it was right there. All those yesterday, right there. 16 entries. So is it active? You betcha. You betcha. It's exciting stuff. I spent a lot of time working on it. And SMCI, just kind of consolidating here. It was on the poppers list. Now it's making the dropper list. Ugh, just indecision all the way around. I do kind of, if you've been around for a little bit, you kind of know that I kind of expect this to go back down into this zone where we consolidated the last half of the year, basically. Go back down in there. FNGU, wow, right back up, going for an extension. 44 will be the next extension. Roadmap line with support down at 300. Be careful on that one. ANET pushing higher yet again. Yeah, sky's the limit, baby. Let's see if I can come up with anything at all that might help us. Possibly 380. We may experience some resistance at 354, possibly 380. Very difficult right now to put a cap on that, baby. Very difficult. Somebody said CMG was doing something crazy. Yeah. Post split, nada. Looks like we're going to correct back to the roadmap line, back to 56. DLR. Carly, you have to be in Apollo. Like, that's the 30-minute. It's the Apollo Alerts channel. It's not the Echo Trades channel. They are very different. Very different lists, very different tickers involved. There is some overlap, but not a lot. And Echo Trades people are not getting access to Apollo. It's a whole new thing. Echo Trades will relaunch with Apollo, powered by Apollo, sometime in the future. So Donald J. Trump, just warrants, just kind of chopping around here. I guess they were reacting positively to the debate, maybe? I don't know. But this looks like it could. I mean, Apollo got in back here. And if we go off of this bounce, 32. If we go off of the bounce that Apollo got picked up right back here, target is 38. And daily alerts for Apollo, I'm building the database to let Apollo look at 3,600 tickers every single day and come up with a daily list of potentials, which will be a whole different world. So Apollo, the trades that fire off for Apollo, depending on the time frame, they last about 40 to 45 candles. So, yeah, you're welcome, Kathy. And right now, it's only for Termite Trading Lab. Like I said, the 30-minute alerts, and they're coming soon to be available for everybody. So, USD, same kind of pattern, just different, and automated. That's the cool thing. Like, everything's automated. Like, you don't have to worry about me. So USD right there, Ultra Pro semiconductors. Now, if you were looking at the 60-minute alerts, there were none yesterday. No alerts. We had one on Wednesday. We had 1, 2, 3 on Monday. 3 on Monday right there. 2 of them are closed already at the target. And you'd be like, ooh, this one all the way back to June 10th. That's all the alerts on the 60-minute chart right there. So not a ton compared to this one that's just back to the 18th, and you can see a ton of trades. So that still looks like it's going to consolidate. DJT sitting at the roadmap line, lower high. Watch for the final flush. We may get below the SPAC consolidation here. We had a hype. Then we came down and just consolidated the SPAC price. Watch out, watch out, watch out. We may flush below that SPAC price. It's going to shock a lot of people. Can easily do that. CRM. Salesforce coming back up for the gap fill. Dun, 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 dun. Resistance right there. If we can get above it, got to get above. I mean, this is the way it goes. This is the high, that low. Got to get above this consolidation. Not just the gap fill, but we got to get above this consolidation right here. The target would be right there. 334. Tesla making the list this morning. Oh, thanks, Gaten. You can always catch the replay. Dun, dun, dun. Look what we've done, Wrongimer. We're going to pull back on earnings. We may rally right up here, pull back on earnings, back to the roadmap line, find support. We've gotten through the daily roadmap line. Watch out for resistance somewhere in here. If we can get above that gap fill back here at 208. Next resistance is this downtrend of highs that we've kept intact for a long time. A long time. It started in 21. That high, that high, that high, that high. Right down in here, somewhere around 228 is going to be another resistance. If we get above that, it opens a potentially explosive move for Tesla. Right here. And for those of you who don't know, JT got a Cybertruck this week. Not a fanboy necessarily, but I think they're going to have a lot more Cybertrucks on the road than anybody expects. Based on the serial number for mine. PALL. That's still very bearish underneath the roadmap line. And the roadmap line works the same way upside down. That retrace. Delete that one. Target 75 down here. Right down here. Maybe like, where's the Apollo alerts for bearish? Well, you can't just buy shares for bearish, so I don't like to do it that way. So that's why it's not enabled for bearish. LABU, potentially going to pop up here to resistance. And this is just consolidating on the roadmap line since May, just not going anywhere at all. Not anywhere at all. If we can get below this low over here, probably flush it on down. If we get above, I don't know, if we get above that gap fill, probably will go popping up here. Maybe it's not really high probability anything at this point. Maybe I should just delete that off because there's no high probability anything. We didn't hold that trend line. We didn't. It's just nothing. Like, it's just sideways consolidation crap. I don't like biotech anyway. Like, it's one of the things that doesn't really follow my patterns at all. And this looks like a crap chart, so be careful. TSM, I'm gonna save it to try to keep those changes. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, exactly, Wrongamer. If Tesla holds the roadmap line, if we drop on earnings, hold the roadmap line, watch out. That thing can be ridiculous. And absolutely ridiculous. TSM probably set to grind on up to about 200. It could take us out well into next month, possibly even August, to get up there at the current kind of rate we're going. CVNA, oh, nice reversal higher. Didn't really bounce off the roadmap line. So on the one day chart, doesn't really give us much to work with. Even on the 4-hour chart, doesn't really give us much to work with. On the 1-hour chart, it's already kind of completed the pattern, so not a lot to work with here. That pullback coming into extensions, maybe up to 150 before we get another one of these swing down, multi-day swing downs. We do have some consolidation we're getting into. There will be some bag holders looking to liquidate as we get into that level. Somebody that bought right in here has been holding since March of 22. They're ready to sell as they come back up into break even. I'm telling you, it's just the way it works. Like some people will have been holding, and at the point they get back to scratch, they're ready, they're done. Like, I'm out. And they will sell. That's what creates these resistances at these points. mRNA, it's a human psychology thing. Watch for this one. Do not hold this roadmap line. If we hold and turn, positive. If we break down through it, negative. Resistance on mRNA right there. Apparently, releasing a new vaccine wasn't non-COVID new vaccine mRNA. Apparently, that wasn't as bullish as everybody thought. I think we got this ramp in anticipation, and we're getting this drop. I mean, that looks like, look. Let me zoom it up right like this. Forget the hourly chart aspect of this. You see this pattern right here, right? Does everybody see this? Look, right here. Ramp. Consolidation. Drop. You know what that is? Everybody see it? Ramp. Consolidation. That's the bubble pattern. Everybody see it, right? Clear as day. Clear as day. It's probably going to come on down. Maybe find support in this $100 area. And if it doesn't, watch out for a move down to 50. If we don't find support in here, watch out for that bigger retrace. Decliners, we had Nike, top on the list. Down 16. Oof. Kind of matches Levi's yesterday. Right down. Not far to go to the target. 66 or 68. Excuse me. I've got the alert sitting there at 71.62. Gosh, I don't even remember when I drew that. Probably sometime in sometime last summer, I drew that arrow right there. Oh, I'm moving my alert. I do expect it to come on down and find support. That would be a good spot if it's going to turn positive. If it breaks down below there, though, this is not like a knife catch thing. Like, I'm not sitting here waiting to buy. I'm interested if we get down there. But if we get on down lower, not too good. No bueno, as I say. If we start getting below this low from back in COVID times, right over here, we start getting below that low, watch out. We could do something much more serious and sinister on Nike. Lululemon. Looks like we're doing the bearish thing, possibly going down to 200 right there. Compliancy, portion of the chart. Yeah, that's complacency, not compliancy. Complacency. Yeah, bear flag. I mean, it's like once you see it, it's like duh. I mean, but think about it. You've heard, like, if you've been around trading very long, you hear all of these sayings, all this stuff, right? If you see people chatting, you look at Wall Street bets, right? This rally's going to fail like all the others. Recovery is possible. The rally's real. Time to get fully invested. I'm going to buy more. I'm a freaking genius. We're all going to be rich. And then, oh, we just need to cool off a little bit. Why am I getting margin calls? This sucks. You know, it's taking way longer than I thought we would. And, you know, I'm in great companies. They're going to come back. And GME's going to save the world. Everyone's selling. Probably time to get out. I'm out. Forget it. Who's been shorting? I mean, why are you shorting the market? Why is this going against me? I mean, you know, I'm never going to be good at this. Retirement, you know, I'm losing all my money. I mean, this is a sucker's rally. I mean, you hear all this stuff. You hear all of this stuff. So be careful. SKX. Looks like they dropped in sympathy of Nike, but not doing too bad. Roadmap line 62 right there. 62. And Rocket Pharmaceuticals, Biotech Pharma. Be freak careful of this stuff right here. FDA gets involved. It does unreliable stuff. But that, funny enough, looks like the pattern again, just in a little different way, right? Look, move up. Consolidation. And coming right back down. RYAAY. Rainier. We really need to, if we're gonna hold bullish, it can't get below, like, if it gets below this line, it's not gonna be good for going higher for a while. I didn't draw it very good. Nice and straight. And we bounced right off of it. If we get below it, not good for going higher. And that's kind of a three-wave up, so it may be, this is going to be the tell. If we get below this, we're probably coming all the way back down to 56. Whew. Man, I'm going to put alert. I may do something like a put locker. Man, talk about. So this has the potential. I drew this a while back. This was an aggressive entry. Conservative didn't get there yet. Conservative target 41, 47 is the actual target if we can go. Right now, doing a three-wave correction off of the first move up, although it looks kind of like 3 waves up and 3 waves down, which is inconclusive. Danger zone here. And if we break below the danger zone, we're heading down here. So this is kind of how this all works. And we have a gap down resistance, which we haven't even gotten anywhere near at this point. So that's Foot Locker for you. Nike being soft is probably why they have a negative reaction today, but don't mean anything. Bud went up, hit the target, retraced fully, waiting for the next rally here. Let's clean that up a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5-wave potential. Beautiful. proportionally not the greatest, but oh yeah, bottom right here. This can be a very bullish little setup right here, and nested setup too. This move up, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave. This is a wave 1 of 3, wave 2 of 3. And we're about to get 3 of 3, and it may take us up to the targets right up here. Let's see, we got a buy on Uber on the 30-minute. Oh, yeah, that's gonna go pretty quick. COF. Buy on that one. I'd be leery on that one. That's, look at the downtrend, and that one worked. That one stopped. That downtrend doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzies. Potentially breaking higher. Right there. 140 probably the target. We can go look at the summary. Yeah, 139.99. So there's the two new ones that just kicked off right there. Pretty slick stuff. Anyway. All right, moving on. In Excel, jumping up to the daily. My gosh, what a nasty chart. MedTech and less than $10. So there's 4 things that don't really follow patterns. Biotech, MedTech, pharmaceutical, all in one. Anything the FDA is involved in, right? Food and Drug Administration in the United States, FDA. Number 2, low price stuff. Stocks that are under $10. All right. It doesn't include cryptos, doesn't like no futures, no commodities, none of that stuff. Just stocks under $10. Don't always follow the patterns. Leveraged instruments. Anything that's got leverage to it, as in 3x, 2x, 1.5x, all the stuff like TSLL, like these things don't necessarily follow my patterns. All right. And so that's number 3. Number 4, China stuff. All right. China stuff, notorious for not following my patterns. And they just have a different set of accounting rules. Even when they play in the U.S. markets, they have different accounting rules. And it creates this unreliable, they have a different sense of what's called lying. Like they don't, like what we in the United States might consider lying, they don't consider that lying. They consider that good business practice. So that, when you got a bunch of people with money investing in things that have one sense of what lying is, and then you have people running the companies that are being invested in with a different sense of morality, there get to be conflicts. And those conflicts show up in the unexpected price chart corrections. And so anyway, bias for the day before we wrap up this week. Remember, I will be back here Monday. I plan to be back Morning Monster on Monday. I'll be remote from Florida, so I won't have my same setup here, but I'm going to be trying to do this, and it looks like we're pushing higher on the S&P. Consumer sentiment probably coming out good and launching us off here. Ripping it right back. Bounced off that 15-minute probably. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Launching higher. So I'll be back with you Monday, Tuesday. I should be back all next week, too. I'll do a crypto special on the 4th of July, as usual. And we'll see you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Give me a like if anything I said was beneficial, helpful, informative. And see you next week.